on Wednesday. I'm like, really? He said, no. He said, I can't do it. And he came in Friday. I'm like, you got back Cable. He said, why? I said, because it's really good. And he started laughing. He said, what do you mean? I said, I told you I didn't want to like it. I was like, nope, I don't want to like this. I don't like Young Cable. He's a douche. I don't want to do this. But it's Jerry Dugan, man. He did a really good fucking job.
Young Cable is absolutely a douche.
Oh, he's horrible. But that's the point. It doesn't. It's just like Robin, just like Damien. You want to love Damien because he's an asshole.
Hey, you know that thing that I do where I start rolling before you're ready?
Oh, did you start already? Son of a bitch.
So, hi guys. Yeah, I've joked about we need that banter that we do so that when...
So the webmistress started without me.
Yeah, I love it when she plays into my secret evil plans. Speaking of
text her ahead of time and say...
No, I just motioned and you didn't catch it. Heather and I are here.
Simpatico.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah. So... there really is a great banter that we do before the show. But today's a special day. We're recording on...
My favorite is, oh my God, that was hot garbage. So we'll talk about that one later.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to... And the cool thing is, because we're going to do them in reverse order, it'll be closer to the end.
And hot garbage isn't fair either. It wasn't hot garbage. Fair. It was worse than hot garbage. It was unintelligible hot garbage. Hot garbage, at least, from Fraggle Rock, remember the garbage pit from Fraggle Rock that talked? That was at least intelligible.
Do you know what broke my brain? The old guy from Fraggle Rock being in Boondock Saints.
I know,
and just cursing for no reason.
I know!
It was kind of like them hearing you curse just now.
Okay, nobody knows the Fraggle Rock.
Down with Fraggle Rock.
Look, Ma, cut a Fraggle! See? That's still the favorite, thing. That no one knows.
Yeah.
No one knows, because if you didn't have HBO as a kid, you wouldn't have seen Fraggle Rock. It was on HBO.
Was it on?
Yeah, it was on HBO. Yeah, so there was not.
And yet, I've seen Fraggle Rock.
Sure, you did, because you probably had HBO, just didn't forgot it.
I don't know. There were other things I was watching on HBO.
Well, that's okay. So
at the same time as Fraggle Rock. Yeah.
So anyway.
All right, so let's boot into the audio
actual
podcast
part of things. Yeah, thanks so much. Appreciate that.
You're welcome, man. That's for
all
those intros of mine.
Too stupid to insult.
Yeah, I am.
Wouldn't talk about you. I wouldn't talk about you.
Hey guys, and welcome to an anniversary episode of the Printed Panel Podcast. We started recording our podcast March 15th.
It's been 15 years. Oh no,
three.
Sorry, 3.
Good try. I'm David.
I'm Kieran.
And today we're going to do the March 11th review.
We are your podcasting hosts for the day. Please relax.
I gotta stop.
Enjoy your trip down memory lane.
So, guys, we're gonna do something just a little bit different this week. Instead of going through Aftershock and Image and all that stuff in alphabetical order, we're gonna actually start at the bottom of our stacks and work our way up.
No, wait. Okay, not bottom as in best to worst. Bottom is in alphabetical.
Nobody thought that except for you.
No, but it could be inferred.
No.
Could be inferred. So I'm going to go with Titan Books Adler number 2. Now, Adler number 1, essentially this is Irene Adler. It's a Sherlock Holmes thing. All the Sherlock Holmes characters are come to life in this book. They're just going up against Irene Adler versus Moriarty. Or versus Sherlock Holmes. What's funny is they actually kill Moriarty in this book.
Really?
Literally kill Moriarty. And the villain essentially...
They think they've killed
Moriarty. Exactly.
Yeah.
The villain in this book is actually this barbarian princess who's this gorgeous 6'6" woman with an amazing chiseled body that you're like, she literally does look like a goddess, like Wonder Woman should look like. Her name is Aisha. I mean,
so if Gina Carano had played Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah. She's amazing.
Yes, I'm still mad about that casting choice.
Yeah, because
Gal Gadot's beautiful, but
Gina Carano would have been
better,
amazing.
Yeah.
So, but she did get to be a bounty hunter, so which is pretty cool. And she's going to do more apparently now that I feel like she got banned from movies for a while because Haywire was a great movie, but I feel like she got shut out and we don't really know why. So I don't know. Maybe it's because
I would say that I would go out and avenge and whip somebody's booty for her, but honestly, she fights better than I do. So if she wanted that done, it'd be done.
She's pretty amazing. Yeah, Adler's been a good series. I want to see where Titan goes. It's just a short run, so it's not gonna be that long, but it's been good. Art's a little, I don't know, okay, just not great.
Okay.
I feel like the art could be better, but great story.
But look for beautiful, chiseled Amazonian bodies.
Yeah, I mean, I can show you some images.
No. We're good. The joke about us ending up on the Pornhub section does not need to become reality. That was a joke. X-Men number 8.
Great.
On to Marvel.
Brood, baby! So, what do the New Mutants do wrong? They bring home an egg. Not knowing what the egg is. That was the egg at the very beginning that the Starjammers had stolen. They stole from the Starjammers. And, of course, Starjammers are now in deep trouble because... Ronan, yeah, exactly. Ronan the Accuser wants the king egg. And this is a king egg, essentially. Basically, this is not like a queen egg. This is a king egg. The Brood needs this egg to be able to repopulate.
So is this going to be first appearance of king egg?
I think so.
Cool.
This will be the first appearance of a king Brood.
I noticed something in this book, though. Yeah. Besides the fact Illyana has deference for Cyclops in kind of a rude way, Brood...
Is it deference or just respect? Felt like a little bit like respect, too. Like, okay... You're the master here. That's fine. You're in charge. I was
waiting for her to be Thotiana, and she wasn't. It made me sad. But Broo was on the island. Yeah. Broo was on Krakoa. Yeah. Broo is a mutant.
Yeah, Broo is a mutant regardless.
As defined by
a human
Krakoa.
Mutant, but he's a mutant.
Yes.
Exactly. So he can be on the island. So I love the fact they're using Broo. He's in
awesome.
Agents of Wakanda. He's actually been in Avengers. So this is a pretty great character. So Thor number 4.
Wow.
So Sif standing down Thor is a huge deal anyway.
It was half the book just her being like, Thor, stop being a douchebag.
Exactly. Yeah. But the truly, truly sad part of this is Thor having to help Galactus destroy these innocent planets. I mean, these planets did nothing wrong. They just needed the sorcery to be able to reabsorb into Galactus so he could fight this evil menace.
You know, I was really kind of surprised that we saw the Black Wind or the Black Winter at the end of this issue. I figured we'd be 10 issues before the fight. And here's what my thought is. They're going to lose.
Oh, yeah.
Their initial battle, they're going to lose. I don't think we'll see Death of Galactus, but it's possible. Or a Death of Galactus. I think he'll be reborn if so, but...
Yeah, what they've done with Galactus in the past few years has been really cool. They turned Galactus into a good guy. They made him gold. He was a life bringer, not a life taker. They've actually evolved Galactus so much in the past 5-6 years that honestly, he's a better character than he's ever been before. He's a true character, and not just a mountain. You know,
right?
I mean, what do you do with a mountain? Is he a character? Does he talk? Does he think?
Well, I mean, from his perspective, most human-sized things are ants,
right?
And so,
but he can also come down to human size if he really wanted to.
Yeah.
I mean, he can be any size he needs to be based on the hunger and all that. So,
I've got one you don't have. I have Star Wars: Rise of Kylo Ren number 4.
This, by the way, this is one of the hottest books on the market today. This and Vader number 2 and Bounty Hunters, very, very hot. Give me your thoughts and opinions on this because I haven't read this at all.
So Kylo Ren in this one. Joining the Knights of Ren, you're required to give a good death. And so the Knights are taking Ben, who is at this point just Ben Solo, on all these missions. They're killing some aliens to get an artifact. And he doesn't go for it. Killing someone not at your skill level isn't his thing.
No challenge.
And he's like, why do I want to basically slaughter cattle? And he doesn't put it quite that way, but that's the thing I took away from it. And he walks away from it. His other Jedi Padawan from Skywalker's temple show up to stop him, and Ren basically says, "Cool, go kill them." They split up. One of them goes after the Knights of Ren. The other goes after Ben. Ben is throwing down with that guy when Ren snaps his neck with the Force, because Ben wasn't going to kill him. And so, as a result, Ben gives Ren a good death. And I mean that exactly as I said it. He kills Ren and takes over the Knights of Ren. The best part of this, though, is it's the second time that you've seen the torturing of a Kyber crystal. Ben turns his original saber red and then modifies it so that it has the cross guard.
His crystal's broken, though. That's why it causes
He broke it in half.
He actually broke it. That's why it causes this sizzle, essentially.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why this excess has to come out the sides. Yeah.
The Rise of Kylo Ren issue number 4 gives us him breaking the crystal and assembling the saber.
So yet another first appearance.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really good, man. If you liked those movies, and I did, this was absolutely great.
It's awesome. So, Star Wars Darth Vader number 2. great book. It is not Padme, clearly. It's a clone. Well, not even a clone. This is just her.
Yeah, it's just one of the lookalikes.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a really, really good lookalike, as in, like, easily.
I didn't like Vader in this. So my problem with it was Vader is so taken aback. But I mean, I feel like that wasn't Vader. I feel like Vader, when he realizes very quickly, he knew about the handmaidens.
Right, but hold on though. But this is the emotional Vader. We saw the emotionless Vader. This is the emotion. This is the, oh my God, this is the love of my life.
And this is supposed to happen right after Empire.
Exactly. So he right now is very, very emotional and very torn as to what he's going to do. So yeah, I see your point, but at the same time, I'm like, no, this is expected because he is a Skywalker. He's still Anakin in there. He may be a broken Anakin, but he's still Anakin in there, and he still loves this woman.
And the Imperial Protocol droid is the whole.
Oh my God.
Is the whole book.
Makes the best book, but really,
they actually age the handmaiden to where it looks like an older
like
Natalie Portman.
Exactly.
I'm like,
yeah,
good job.
So this was a good book. I'm happy with. Bounty Hunters.
I have no idea what the hell I read.
It was a little off.
No,
because
it was a whole hell of a lot
really
off.
what they really don't explain is this started in Star Wars issue 16 from way back in like 1980. Started way back in the day, and essentially the main character, he is continuing this battle and gets these bounty hunters to go after. The best part is we see at the end where we see Boba Fett with Han Solo in Carbonite. So we know when this takes place.
Yes.
Just after Empire. So we know that all these are now continuous. Star Wars, Vader, and now.
I'm going to read it because it's 5 issues,
Yeah.
but it felt like a Disney money grab. It felt like a Marvel money grab. It's like
Yeah,
an ancillary book that doesn't advance the narrative. I mean, if you just want to read Boba Fett,
Yeah.
it's a way to read Boba Fett.
Yeah.
We're going to see more Boba Fett in not this series. We'll see him some.
Well, the cool part was, first of all, Bosk was in this.
I like Bosk.
We did see Dengar wasn't in this yet, though. We'll probably see him though.
Right.
And we'll see IG. I think you see IG-88's death in this series. I think that's the rumor.
Oh, really?
Because we know IG-88 is killed. We know he's killed. Was Kyle Katarn that did it years ago in those books they did, but there's no Kyle Katarn that exists today, unless they reintroduce Kyle Katarn in this, which I'd be okay with that.
For those of you that really love your Star Wars lore, it's probably a must-read.
I think we're going to start seeing them bring some of those Dark Horse and those old characters from the EU back into this universe. I think this is going to be the canon that brings it back, so just keep watching. Punisher Soviet number 5. It's pretty cool. The woman that they captured, who was the wife of the bad guy, she winds up literally jumping off a cliff to get away. We don't know if she lives or dies. They don't care. They're like, you know what? Whatever. They capture this guy's 3 kids who are on the hunt for the 2 of them, and they bring down a helicopter only for the Russian version of Frank to be killed by the helicopter.
Aww.
So now it's just Frank to go after this big bad guy. So, been a great book, and I think after 6 we have Barracuda Returns. The Return of Barracuda. I mean, Punisher killed him twice. So, yeah, should be a lot of fun.
Kind of like Blackheart, though. You can't really kill him.
No, that's true. So, this was fantastic, man. The art alone makes it fantastic, but you know,
I hated the cover. This really bothered me. But
it's important to the story.
Once you read the story,
Yeah.
this makes sense. There is a mutant in
Russia,
a part of Russia,
yeah,
who warps reality.
Chernobyl. She's in Chernobyl, right? I thought Chernobyl.
No,
I thought
it's-
Chernobyl. Okay.
I almost wonder if it's its own little made-up thing.
Yeah,
But my geography sucks, so I'm not
Yeah.
gonna. But
Her mutant power kicks in because she's a teenager, and when it kicks in, she is a world warping. She's kind of like Proteus in a lot of ways. She's world warping, but her literally when she world warps, it becomes a pocket universe inside her or her brain.
yeah,
And so they go to rescue her to bring her back to Krakoa,
and that goes poorly.
and that goes very poorly. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a good story. So
Eh,
and Boom Boom's
yeah.
in it. So
Boom Boom showing a lot of
leadership.
chutzpah.
Yeah, I don't know. Leadership. Okay, so what the hell's going on? In Mortal Law number 32. The hell?
Zimnu.
Yeah.
Well, what did I get out of it? What did I get out of this issue? Zimnu eats people.
Yeah.
Zimnu has rewritten reality.
Daddy hungry.
Dario Agger is perhaps the biggest monster in the Marvel Universe.
Oh, yes.
Xemnu has affected Bruce's brain to where he thinks he's Robert Banner.
He thinks that he doesn't really. Well, Robert Bruce Banner. That is his
real
actual name.
Yeah,
he never goes by this, and basically he's caused Bruce to go crazy and essentially reject the Hulk and trap the Hulk in a pocket dimension, and now the Hulk has to try to escape this pocket
Xemnu
dimension.
wrote a reality where he was that Bruce was the bad guy,
right? Exactly.
And the monster was the gentle giant.
Yeah, so we see these talking heads on the news, like, I remember him, but the Hulk saved us. But the Hulk is Xemnu. This is the Hulk.
Yeah.
So,
and the big takeaway I got was the Planet Hulk version of Hulk showing up to help the Devil Hulk get through to Bruce. But I did not realize the Doctor in this was trans, which was pretty neat.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Which is
I
interesting.
mean, I think it's been mentioned, but it just drops out of my head. I enjoy that character. And
well, what's interesting is the Doctor. She knows what's going on because she's trans. She's had this confusion in her life. She's this identity confusion. Now she understands. These are memories that shouldn't be here. These are things that never happened.
She has a video where Daredevil busts her.
Right.
And she said Daredevil in the video, but Xemnu rewrote the memory and made it Hulk, made it Xemnu.
Right.
And so she rewatched the video where she said Daredevil.
And she's talking to Langstrom.
What? Yeah, she's talking to Samson.
Yeah.
Dr. Langstrom.
Sorry,
what are you doing?
That's Sasquatch. I'm sorry. My apologies.
No.
I'm talking to Langstrom.
No, that's Man-Bat. Langstrom.
I thought Langstrom was also...
No.
Wait, who's Sasquatch? Is that Langstrom?
Walter starts with an L, but it's not Langstrom.
Oh, okay. Anyway.
So anyway.
Loud man bet.
So Doc Samson and the Doctor realize there's a problem.
They go to Bruce and realize that we need to stop Bruce, and of course by this point he smashed the mirror. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so
second time today I forgot he did
those of you who are not reading this are really cheating themselves. So we figure out how Hawkeye has been doing this. Hawkeye is Ronin. Hawkeye has been using a time displacement device, going back in time, even standing beside himself, fighting himself, letting
So how the hell did he pick up a truck? Because
that's the LMD version of Hawkeye. So Hawkeye has an LMD of himself. I mean, this is crazy and dumb, but so great at the same time because it's like...
It's very Matt Fraction.
In this one, Spider-Man figures out that Ronin is Hawkeye, and he's like, you're going to tell me a secret? He says, fine, Clint, walk away. And it's like, so in this, the LMD version's kind of malfunctioning because it's a child, essentially, can't figure out what's really going on. The time device is broken, so he can't go back in time to start doing things for himself again. So he either has to be Ronin or has to find something. So he uses the kid who was working for the Hood, now working for him. He finds out that there's a Skrull nearby. He captures the Skrull, almost kills him, and says, "You're going to do me a favor. Be me." And he's like, "Oh, what you talking about? Be me. You happy now? Ooh, that's bad. No, go back to you. No, I mean you." And he's a Skrull again. He says, "Listen, I need a favor. I'm going to pay you." So basically, he convinces this guy to be Ronin. Well, the problem is the LMD shows up as Ronin as well, so there can't be two Ronins. He literally kills the LMD. Well, shuts down the LMD. They throw the LMD in the river. So this guy's like, "Okay, you can't be Ronin anymore. I'm gonna be Ronin. You be me. I don't want to be you. Too bad. You gotta be me." So at the end, Ronin.
Even as you're explaining,
Ronin gets his ass handed to him by Spider-Man, and he's like,
looks more like Daredevil.
Well, that Daredevil's in the beginning, it doesn't do anything. Daredevil, unfortunately, can't see the costume. He knows it's Clint. He just can't see Clint in the Ronin costume to recognize it's him. He just thinks it's Clint Barton. So, and he invites him to go with these other Avengers trying to fight them. So at the very end, as this Clint Skrull is walking away, he encounters Bullseye. It's like, "Clint Barton, you're not going anywhere." Like,
oh no.
So, this Skrull is not going to be happy when he encounters Bullseye.
Or alive, as the case may be.
Oh yeah, going to be dead. So, yeah. What else you got?
Ghost Rider, number 6.
Stabbing Punisher.
Who lived through it.
Well, but I mean, it wasn't supposed to kill him.
So it's kind of like the Penance Gaze. It's the corruption blade.
Exactly.
And if Punisher was corrupt,
it would have killed him.
He would have turned into a puddle.
Right. There's some puddle there, but it was just bile coming out of him from the sword, and it's like Punisher's not corrupt. He's not at all. He's a right fighter. He's just a killer. So
and then the throwdown between Johnny and Doctor Strange.
I mean, Johnny literally has gone crazy.
No, he hasn't.
You think there's a method to the madness and all that?
There is absolutely a method to the madness. Johnny is overwhelmed in hell. They've left him there too long. It is not that Johnny's off his meds. It is they do not understand what the weight they put on him.
On anybody.
Johnny's the good guy. Strange and the rest of them have really screwed
and
up.
Unfortunately, let's be honest, Mephisto needs to be the one back in charge of hell. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why we don't just put him back.
I mean, but Strange can't see that. You can't see it. All he sees is Mephisto's evil. You can't do this.
And here's my only problem with this book is if you look really nice and close at that cover art, it is not Strange. It's J. Jonah Jameson in the Sorcerer Supreme outfit. Really weird, like buzz cut. Yeah, it was. I was like, oh no.
So then we have Excalibur #8.
Yep.
Great book.
Yep.
I was really impressed.
Cullen Bloodstone.
What's interesting is Cullen Bloodstone. We sort of knew he was homosexual, but then he kind of calls Richter out.
No, we didn't think he was kind of homosexual. Cullen's gay. Well, Cullen was gay for anachronism.
Right.
Anachronist. I forget which one it is. Yeah. It was stupid.
Right.
I turned into a Celt, and so he turns into this big dude with an axe. But anyway, so that guy wasn't into Cullen.
Yeah.
Cullen has since grown up and is a young man instead of a boy.
Right.
And the best part of the book, and it was such a socially smart call out, like I love Teenie Howard because of it. Just because you're a gay man doesn't mean you're going to be into every gay man.
Exactly.
So Cullen is attracted to Richter.
But Richter's not attracted to
Richter's like, I mean, it's.
But and he goes to Betsy, he's like, listen, something's not right. We've got to leave. She's like, no, wait, back up. Why are we leaving? Because the man just kissed me. I mean, he's like, this is not right. Something's going on. So that's when they realize that Cullen's tricking them. So they trick Cullen.
Right.
Which is pretty great. But my favorite part is, not only did they kill the werewolves, and not only did Rogue take the skin, but there's their werewolf baby.
They take the werewolf to Apocalypse.
And Apocalypse is like, I told you to kill all of them. It's like, oh, she's like, fine, you want to kill it? You go ahead. He's like, fine, keep the damn thing. It's like, fine. And who does she give it to? She gives it to Rachel.
Yeah.
Rachel's going to raise this thing to be an X-Men. Sounds pretty cool.
Cable.
Okay, so I said Wednesday. I said this Tuesday when I saw it. I'm like, I don't want to like this. I don't care if Cable is young. He's a douche. He's not a great character. He is a cocky, arrogant SOB. He's not the Cable that we know or that we love because we've watched him go through the multiverse, not just killing people but saving lives, and I didn't want to like it. But there's two words like Jerry Dugan. See, that's the problem. He's an amazing writer. He literally can pull anything out.
He got one thing wrong. There is no way Cable ever beats Wolverine in a fight. Especially not this Cable.
Well, but I mean, this is smart Cable. I mean, he's an intelligent kid.
I have such a problem with it. I loved. There's a Coliseum, and there's a list in this book. If you don't have this book, you're going to hate that you don't have this book. As a matter of fact, I want 2 copies of this book of the fights between mutants.
Yes.
And who wins?
Blink versus Nightcrawler was a draw.
Oh yeah,
that was great.
So good. So if you win, if you beat somebody in the Coliseum, they owe you a favor.
Yes.
A chit you can call in.
Big favor.
And Cable beats Wolverine.
Yep.
That's going to be an important story point.
Yeah. Win, lose, or draw, and then there was a cheat. Someone cheated. Did Ileana cheated or something like that? Yeah.
Yeah, she gets disqualified because she's
Ileana.
Yeah. So, the best part of this book, Galador.
Oh, God.
So, Cable goes out to deal with this monster on the monster part of the island because this Fauna has gone out and gone to the wrong part of the island.
She's
where
essentially...
Krakoa...
And Fauna knows something has happened. She knows that this monster is in pain, but she can't do anything about it. She doesn't understand the pain. She thinks it's mental pain. No. And they try to calm him down, or the monster, and they can't calm the monster down. They realize what's really going on, and as Cable's like, he sees this metal in this monster's paw.
Yeah.
And armor stops them long enough for Cable to yank this thing out.
With his TK.
And he then holds the sword with his magnetic arm, and he gets this vision. And it's not Rom, the space knight.
But it is Galadorian.
But it's Galadorian, exactly. And so
bringing Rom Space Knight back into the Marvel Universe in a really weird and unexpected way.
I'm okay with that.
And there are 3 Galadorian Space Knights headed for Earth to reclaim this sword. And at one point in time, Cable, who curses through the whole thing, says, "Yeah, I like big guns, but I really like my big-ass sword." And
so
then,
the funny part is his dad appears. He's like, you really can't go to Monster Island. So you go, look what I got. So he gets the sword. So then you see the side story of these Galadorian knights that have been dormant for 1,000 years or more. They're like, they suddenly pop up and come to life, and like, we're going to go find the sword.
the Light of Galador.
The Light of Galador. So
Which, if I'm not mistaken, is Rom's sword.
it's Remsar, yes.
So either Rom is dead, which is possible, or...
Rom doesn't know what the sword is either. And we're going to see Rom appear.
Now, I don't know the
I'm okay
legality
with that.
of it, but I'm pretty sure that IDW is an imprint of Marvel.
Oh my god, yes. They do Marvel Comics.
They do Star Wars,
They
they
do
do
Disney
Marvel,
and Marvel
yeah.
Comics. It is an imprint of Marvel.
Which means that technically speaking, TMNT is part of the Marvel Universe. Now,
I haven't seen that crossover yet, but it's coming.
moving Rom into the main U could lead
yeah.
into a Rom spinoff.
Yep.
And I hate to admit it, but if it was actually under the Marvel heading, I would pick up every Rom comic.
And if Hickman did it, or if a really good writer did it, it'd be fantastic.
Rob would be fantastic.
Yeah.
But this is obvious that we have license to use those characters. And if IDW were to go,
It wouldn't matter.
and everything come under the Marvel heading, oh my
Well,
god!
the implication is then they could do
Usagi, they could do TMNT,
They could do G.I. Joe. They could do
which they did
Transformers.
originally.
G.I. Joe and Transformers are still Marvel properties. Sorry, they never really disappeared. So, anyway, so the best part is
Mask,
Star Trek.
GoBots.
So, by the way, there is a second story. Not quite as big as the Wolverine, where there were 2 stories.
Bullshit. Excuse me. The most important thing that happens is Old Cable's still alive. Final panel.
Somewhere he's there.
Yeah.
Somewhere doing something at
He's
some
in
point.
he's in purgatory, or it talks about the Inferno. Yes, it does.
We still have Old Cable. Old Cable's coming back.
When he shot him, he didn't kill him. He time and space displaced him.
Intending to kill him, but he put him somewhere else.
Or the other Cable has tricks.
Avengers of the Wasteland Part 3.
Ant-Man's the traitor,
Yeah.
without a doubt.
Yep. Ant-Man's traitor.
Ant-Man's the traitor.
I saw it coming, and this bothered me a lot. We do have Viv Vision back, which is really, really cool. She is a true Avenger.
She's the Avenger.
They kill Baron Blood, which is pretty cool.
Hey,
hey,
Captain
this
America, Grant kills.
He chops
Baron
that
Blood.
Blood's head off. What you do find out, though, is there's still a Doombot who can help track them, but now the Doombot is being used against them by...
I don't know. I don't remember.
MODOK.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
old, really, really old
Yeah,
MODOK.
that whole
MODOK and Green
Masters
Goblin
of
and-
Evil, yeah.
So they're tracking these kids. But the best part is Cap Shield was saved by Viv Vision, the actual Shield.
holy crap though.
So
Doom going to stop Otto Octavius and it's
very
just a
beginning, yeah.
dead guy in a suit.
It's like, you are now trespassing. You have 30 seconds to leave. I told you. And he rips open the thing, and Octavius has been dead for years.
Yeah.
It's just sad, but so.
It's a good
so
outro to the Wasteland stuff.
This was really disturbing. I mean, Mephisto really pulling the strings from the background, trying to kill the Avengers. My God.
Phil Coulson being under Mephisto's control is just
But not knowing it's Mephisto, had no clue.
yeah.
He knows all he thinks it's the president controlling him, telling him what to do.
Oh, he doesn't. He knows it's Mephisto.
You think so?
Oh yeah. He talks about it in some of the older Avengers stuff.
He knows.
Yeah,
okay.
he knows. He was in hell.
Yeah.
Mephisto was torturing him. This was the deal he made to get out. That's just why Phil's back
So
alive.
Squadron Supreme gonna be coming after the Avengers and the Red
They're-
Room and
Mephisto is uniting. What's the
Squadron
Supreme,
Red Room, and vampires.
and Atlantis.
Atlantis, yes.
Namor.
Yeah, it's not gonna end well.
No.
Blade was about to leave, and I think he's not gonna. If he leaves, it'd be bad. So let's go back to Image. Safe Sex number 7. They lose. I don't mean just they. I mean literally they lose. So they find a way to transmit all this information to this huge crowd of people. The crowd doesn't care. They burn everything anyway. So they lose. There's more coming. There's another issue coming. It's just to be continued. But they lost, and it's sad. But because people would rather feel controlled, and they would want to be. They'd rather feel controlled and safe.
We choose the shackles that we put on. I think Tina Horn's very, very, very smart. I hated the series, but I like her. And it isn't that I hated the series because I disagree with the politics. It isn't that I hated the series, but I just didn't dig kind of the art style and where it went. But I think
Art style
she
wasn't
has
my
something
favorite
very
either.
smart to say.
Art style wasn't my favorite either, but this was a good fight till you can't fight any more story. It's the underdog story, but the underdog lost, which really sucked. Olympia number 4. So this is a book that took forever to get. So Olympia, those of you who have never read this, Olympia is a god. He's a Norse god / Zeus / whatever. He's Thor, he's Zeus, Jupiter, whatever, right? He's the king of the gods. As he's about to be dethroned, he basically jumps into the multiverse and he lands on Earth. The kid he lands almost in front of is a kid who's reading his comic book.
You said dethrone, and I just knew you were going for deflowered. That's a different comic altogether.
Different comic altogether. So
Sorry.
anyway, in the first few issues, this kid is trying to find the creator of the Olympia comic book, who, by the way, is ready to shoot himself in the head. He lost his mentor, he lost his job, they canceled his comic book pretty too soon. Diamond shafted him, so quite literally, he literally is like, I'm done. And as he's getting ready to kill himself, he has a ding dong at his door, and it's Olympia standing there with this kid. He passes out. He literally faints.
Can you give me that phrase again? He has a
Ding
dong.
dong, ding
at
dong.
his
You
door.
know, at the door, knock.
Doorbell.
Doorbell.
Your phrasing for this is he had a ding dong at his door.
So he passes out. The kid explains what's going on to him. He's like, it's impossible. There's no way. But what you also see at the same time is the guy who was going to kill Olympia, his brother, who's betrayed him, is now coming to Earth because he rebuilt this machine that takes him here. And so now he's brought these other people to Earth to kill Olympia. And they're destroying New York City. So they go to New York City to stop him. That's where it kind of ends. It's actually really good. I kind of would love to see this as an animated movie. I think this would be a lot of fun and well done. So anyway, what you got? What's
we've got the same.
I got Moonshine. Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Moonshine number 17. So Delia makes a deal with Jean-Baptiste. Makes a deal. And the deal is she will marry Jean-Baptiste to make sure he will no longer torture the werewolf. Torture Joe Perillo, right? Well, she tricks him. She gets him naked as if they're going to have sex, and then she magically turns his penis into a cobra. He chops his own penis off, not knowing what's going on, and the magic spell is broken. So
What the hell?
Joe is now back to being a drunk.
Ryan Azzarello, I wasn't ready for what Garen just said.
This has been an excellent book. If you like werewolves, this has really kind of gone off the rails, but it's been phenomenal. So
Turned his penis into a cobra.
And he chopped it off.
Yeah.
Pretty great. Now let's go with Manifest Destiny number 42.
Oh, let's please talk about anything other than that.
So, bad things are brewing in this one.
No, this book, they advanced the timeline.
Big time.
Comics will take a continuity jump. Mm-hmm. This one was like, we ain't getting off the boat, we ain't getting off the boat, we ain't getting off the boat,
no.
Past that arch, screw that arch, we're not messing with this.
And they're like, so-and-so was killed by a monster got away. So-and-so killed by a monster. That's a shame. Yep, so-and-so died. We're good. Moving on. I mean,
and all throughout, they're like, Maldonado's being super helpful and getting us where we need to go.
All of a sudden, he disappears. Maldonado didn't disappear. He went after to make sure he saved the boy.
No, he went after and saved the boy, but he was whispering to all these other people, and one of the French ladies went murderous and killed their sergeant-at-arms and then blew up the ship.
Well, it was accidental, the grenades, but the glass grenades went off. So,
yeah.
Because she was stupid and didn't pay attention. So, we'll talk about the biggest book of the week. Cable was huge.
I will not say this is the biggest book of the week.
Physically, this was the...
Oh, well, fair. Ben, old buddy, old pal. You're absolutely right. The first half of this was really hard to read.
Yes.
It was a lot of
It's all graphs and charts and...
It's a lot of dense information setting up this...
universe.
Affiliation with planets, almost like Imperial Senate type of thing.
Well, they were a loose confederation at first, and then they started being taken over. They were overthrown.
They needed more planets, and so
Yeah.
they started taking primitive life forms off their planets and putting them into preserves.
Yeah, basically smaller planets where they could be.
Some of those preserves then catch up to them technologically and join the group.
Right.
Some of them go extinct. Some of them are exactly where they were.
Right.
And all of that, I didn't care a damn thing about and had a really hard time reading it. Really, genuinely, I was like, oh, God.
But then you get to the
Oh,
second
God.
half.
Oh.
In the second half, though, you start to see what's going on.
It's about her.
Exactly.
And it was,
about her.
it could have been any story. You could have made it a gangster story.
Mm-hmm.
You could have made it a story about an assassin going to kill a king.
Yeah.
You could have made it a story set in the far future as
Yep.
this was. You could have done anything with the story at all. But basically, a courier takes the sealed package and delivers it to this gangster.
But wait, let's talk about the courier. She essentially is trying to save her grandmother and her mother and her son.
Right.
They have been hit with the plague. The plague was man-made. It was engineered, and she's basically paying for them to live in storage and not die. So she's paying for the storage, but once you get out of storage, she has to pay for them to be cured as well. Because there is a
Right.
cure, but you're going to pay for it. So in order to do that, she has to take these jobs, which she hates. The creepy guy that's like, hey, you got to take this job. He reached a 4 times the normal rate because he has no clue what's going on, but he has no. Well, it's 3 times, but he goes to 4 at the end.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like she goes 3 times. She's like, no, I want 4 times. He says, fine, no problem. Because he has no clue what's going on. He doesn't know there's an assassination. She should have been killed by the assassin. The assassin gets this weapon out, kills everybody in the room, and he looks.
Oh,
like,
and how cool was the weapon? It was basically Yondu's
yeah,
arrow.
But it was a
It was
crystal.
a crystal, and she could expand the crystal into a blade, or she could whip the crystal through. I mean, it was very,
It was
very
amazing.
cool.
And then she looks at the kid and goes, "Now what am I going to do with you?" So clearly
She's
now
going to be, and she
now we have the adventure.
and decorum. I mean, I remember reading this, and the story is about the assassin,
Right.
And obviously the girl who's going to end up working for the assassin.
Of course.
But decorum is the assassin is all about her manners.
Oh, yes.
And the propriety of how you handle things.
There's no swearing. It is once I take a job, the job is there. I won't be. You can't take the job away from me until I fulfill my mission. Which is very much how bounty hunters work.
Yeah.
It's like no. A good bounty hunter has
Assassins.
Well, the assassins,
Yeah.
true. They have their own code of ethics. This is my code. I when I take the job, I do the job. That's what I do. So it's a
You
good
just
book.
almost quoted Firefly. I take the
Almost.
job, I do the job, I get paid.
Exactly. Well, yeah, almost,
Yeah. Very close.
Yeah, okay.
Cool point, Steve.
So Decorum was excellent, and I'm very excited for the rest of the series.
Okay, we're not reviewing Strange Adventures because it was on the 4th, and I'm just catching
That
up.
was a great book.
Yeah, please go watch our episode on the 4th.
Young Justice number 14. We finally see Arrowette rejoining the group. We see young.
Arrowette?
Well, you can't call her Speedy. She is Speedy.
Why can't I?
I don't know. So Speedy rejoins the group, I guess. Let's see. Aqualad rejoins, and Spoiler actually joins. Joins
And
Justice.
Sideways, which are...
Well, Sideways is important. Sideways has to go get them all. So basically, what's happened is Bart goes to Sideways and says, "Hey, I need your help." He's like, "I know who you are. You're Impulse." He says, "Yeah, I know. I've seen all your videos." You have? And so Sideways helps him go get the rest of these people. Basically, what they're going to Utah to go capture this Star Labs so they can get Connor Kent back. Connor Kent is in the world with Warlord. The funny thing is, there's 2 art styles in this book. It's the one you see on the cover, and then there's the Warlord world. There's a different style of art. It's actually really cool.
That is pretty cool.
It's almost Mignola-esque, a little kind of like that. Well, what's happened is the evil woman from Star Labs has given the Warlord's villain this double-bladed green saber. It's kryptonite. The whole point was to kill Connor over there, so she without leaving evidence. Needless to say, they rescue Connor, they bring him back, and Tim, who's now Drake, has horrible. And in fact, spoilers like costume, not so much. Don't like it. I mean, spoilers like.
I wish spoiler would be like the name, not so much.
And
don't like it.
she and Tim are still clearly very much in love, and they just haven't admitted it yet. But we see Dial H for Hero. They actually have two new characters in this. We see Spider Boy again, which is really cool. So this is really neat. This was a good book, and I really wish you were reading it. But I know Bendis is not your hero. I got you. I understand. So.
All right. Now,
Not
I'm going to
bad.
preface this by saying I want to yell and scream about what hot garbage this is. But
I'll just sit down for a minute while you do this.
Hold on. I am willing to believe that Grant Morrison is setting a bigger stage.
Yep.
If not, this was.
If not, we're going to find him in England.
No.
Track him down. We're gonna sit him down.
No. Grant
I'm
Morrison.
gonna buy him a pint and find out what the hell's going on with this character.
It's one of two things. Either A, Grant Morrison said, I bet I can sell them anything. I'll write a bunch of hot garbage and it'll be wonderful and they'll buy it because I'm Grant frickin' Morrison. That's possible. I don't know where that accent came from, but
Yeah, that was bad.
no, it wasn't. It was wonderful.
It wasn't Scottish at all. It was Scottish and Irish together in one.
Yeah, maybe. So he did this, almost as if William Wallace said, "I'm going to pick a fight," and this book,
He did pick a fight with every Green Lantern fan ever.
This
every
book,
Hal Jordan fan,
in and of itself, is horrible. But what I think is going on, and the ring speaks to him a couple times, like, "Hey, your brain's not functioning right. Something's going on. You're talking funny. Why are you talking funny?"
It was 1950s, like bad speech, and it was backwards and weird, and there was animal people with human faces. It was.
It is the stinker of the week, but I'm gonna pick up issue 3, and the reason I'm gonna pick up issue 3
and 6, all the way to 12. Oh,
reason I'm gonna pick up issue 3 is to find out if there is going to be a break in this horrible continuity where there's a bigger story going on. I don't know, Controller Moo, whoever is messing with him, and things aren't quite right. But it would be funny if Moo had pulled a trick and he thinks he's out of the universe and he's not actually. Yeah. So I mean, it's possible that was really cool.
last one, Aftershock, man who effed up time. So, the kid gets smart. He realizes that he's in trouble. These two robots have a baby him. They shock the baby.
They burn
his face.
Yeah.
So he's
Which is a great way to have a plot device to tell current continuity, whatever the guy's name is, from the rest of them.
So he goes back and he undoes the things. He undoes the undoes.
See, this is what happens with time travel. You lose your ability to speak clearly. I will have done.
I had to.
You're going to hand me a donut, and I'll just talk about it.
So he basically goes back and he says, "Don't deliver those flowers. Don't do this. Don't do this." And of course, he interrupts his other self doing these things. His other self kicks his ass.
Well, he wins the fight, but every time he hits his past self, he feels the pain. And the only way he manages to win the fight
is knock him out.
Yeah, is basically to knock him out, and he's sitting there holding his balls, and then he gets everything undone, or he thinks he's got everything undone, and then he wakes up and time's even more screwed up than before.
So it's pretty great.
It really is. John Layman is amazing.
Great artist. Irish art's been fantastic. I love the art, but no, great story. So I don't know if you've seen these yet. If you've seen these really cool pillows, where's the other one?
I don't know what you're talking about. I think you've just got a pillow with my face on it.
There's one with my face too.
That's weird.
He's just embarrassed.
He's lying to not appear weird.
There's one with me. So
no,
I like this one.
You're holding me way too tenderly there.
Put it way too.
All right, man. What's your book of the week?
I'm gonna go Thor 4.
I'm going to go with Cable number 1. Nice. I think that it's my pick because, number 1, I didn't expect a whole heck of a lot from it. Even though it's Jerry Dugan, and I should have more faith. Jerry Dugan, I apologize. I should have more faith in you.
Here's the thing.
But Cable as a character has always sucked.
Right. I mean, there's only been a few Cable series that have been really good. The Cable Deadpool was excellent.
But it was because he was playing off of Deadpool.
Exactly. The Cable run where he's rescuing Hope, I enjoyed it. I loved the run.
But it was because it's showing a different side of that character.
Right.
And it was playing off of Hope.
Right. So, yeah, Cable's not the best character by himself. So this one...
Know why?
Because he's a douche.
No, because he was created by a douche.
Wait.
Shots fired.
Sorry, Rob.
Sorry, man. I'm kidding. Just go draw your Batman covers and...
I haven't done that in a while.
Slid it back in there.
Yeah. So,
I really do want a Batman cover by Liefeld.
So, yeah, though. He actually did Batman covers. He literally has done Batman covers. So, I mean, they're weird. There's lots of pockets, but,
Oh, but that's what's wonderful about
tiny feet. Why are Pepe's feet so small? I don't
Bruce,
understand.
6'4", 250 pounds of solid muscles.
Size 7 shoes.
Size 7 shoes.
So, yeah. No, I'd have to say definitely Thor number 4 is my favorite for the week. So, you're picking Cable?
I'm picking Cable.
All right, let's see who wins this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see who wins.
All right, guys. Remember, kick out the hashtag. Is it Monday yet? I know that's a really goofy thing, but I mean that's when we drop Monday, 10 p.m. And we really do appreciate you guys watching, listening, doing whatever. Thank you so very much.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Have a great one.